It's a very strange world. Like, as I say, sometimes I don't know what country I'm in. If I see an English number plate, I think, oh right, there's an English number plate. Then I think, oh shit, I'm in England. The worst thing about travelling around is sitting on a plane on your own. The second worst thing about travelling around is being in a hotel on your own. The third thing, which is not nice about travelling, is eating on your own. I think eating is a very social thing, and to be stuck in your little room or big room or any room ordering a Hilton Club sandwich for yourself, I think is very lonely. I've probably become a little bit more relaxed and more chilled. Not all the time, I'm not a chilled person at all, but I think I'm a little bit more relaxed about things. But when things go wrong when you travel, I really get fucked off. I really do get fucked off. When the plane is delayed by 4 hours, I am so fucked off. It's just like, almost feel like getting a private plane and just flying there my fucking self. I think I'll have to, because it's just getting on my nerves. I can DJ really well when I'm really fucked off. I can be so angry. I'm trying to think, when was I angry? Last in Cork, I think I was, and I felt they had the audacity to open their new club on the night that I come into Cork and invite everyone in for free, and I was just really pissed off that I just put so much aggression into DJ, and I was like punching the record decks like in time with the music and doing like weird shit with the needle, and I just like loving every minute of it, not thinking about it, just like fuck this, you know, and just doing stuff and just like transform the arse out of things and just really loving it. And then sometimes I can get really trippy. It's so cool when it happens. I've been to Paris about 40-50 times. I've been to Holland about 20-30 times. I've been to Brussels maybe 50-60 times, so I've seen a lot of things. The week before I did 3 gigs. I did one in Portugal on Thursday, and I did 2 in Ireland, one on Friday and one on Saturday. And I'm sort of quietening down for Christmas now. So tonight I do obviously Paris, and tomorrow I do London, Turnmills, and then the week after I just do Liverpool and Belfast, and then the week after that I do London again, and then I do, on New Year's Eve, I do Birmingham and London. I wouldn't say that Paris is different from London, and I wouldn't say London is different from I don't know, to lose. Each club is different. That's the difference. Oh man, I'm so thirsty. I get totally lost in France, in Paris. Yeah, completely lost. I'm starting to lose my sense of direction everywhere now. I rely on my satellite to tell me where to go. And now I've got GPS in my car.
Hello, how are you? Good. Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Et c'est assez sympa quand même.
When I first started DJing a long time ago, I used to carry around 6 massive metal boxes. And then I managed to get it down to 3, and I felt really proud of that. And then I managed to get it down to 2, and when I started traveling around the world, DJing in different clubs, I used to carry two big record boxes, and thought, yeah, this is great, and then end up with a really bad back, and then have to wait at the luggage belt for like half an hour, and it was always the last fucking things that came off the luggage belt as well. So like, you're sitting there waiting there, and then I worked out that if I could carry my bags on as hand luggage, I would save myself roughly 5 days a year. You can come in, it's okay. Okay. C'est bon. Thank you. I can still not play maybe 20 or 30 records in there. And it just made more sense, and I became more concentrated on what I wanted to play. And why carry loads of records around when you don't have to? I mean, ideally I'd love to carry around maybe 25 CDs in my pocket, so I don't look like a DJ and not have to carry anything, just stick it in there. That would be great, but CDs, when you DJ with them, they feel like shit. So I am a camel and those are my humps, and I have to carry them around throughout the jungle.
A bit of loneliness in here, isn't it?
I like that though.
Yeah?
It concentrates the mind. It's and it gives. I like space. I really like space around me. I find I get very easily mentally claustrophobic if I feel there's a shitload of people around me. So for me, this is my area before I go and perform, and then in that box, that's my area, and then when I finish, I come back to my area. I like space. I like space. Maybe it's because when I was younger, I didn't have very much space. I didn't have a big family, but the rooms I was in were very small. I mean, tiny. For me, I think possibly space is one of the ultimate luxuries. You just hope sometimes, because you're so tired, that they forget that you're there, and that they're not going to pick you up, and you can just sleep like because you haven't slept for days, and you can just sleep like a normal person. But whenever you feel like that, you always find the party is really good anyway, and it's fine. What's it like out there? Sounds like an army.
Then it's
time to go.
Je crois qu'il faut vraiment que tu ailles le réveiller.
Would you mind giving me a hand? People tend to talk to you in clubs, and I don't find that works at all because you can't fucking hear what they're saying most of the time anyway. And so you have to keep asking them to repeat themselves, and I'm trying to just get into the mood. And so I sort of like, I suppose this is why I wear black as well, just so I can just like blend into the background as much as possible. I've always wanted fame, and then when I get fame I don't want it. And I try and balance it so that it doesn't end up to be a payoff. And so I have a very, very private home life, and I leave it like that. I was more into the technical stuff, and when electro came along, it was really, you'd listen to it and you wouldn't think anything apart from the fact this is really technical, this is really space age, this is really computer. And that's what interested me more than a load of tired old rock acts sitting on the stage, like, you know, getting out again. It just didn't really inspire me, rock acts. It just felt like, you know, it was like Dinosaur. It just didn't feel right. It felt like you sort of like paying a pension for extinct animals. It just didn't make any sense. We were supposedly living in a technological age. The technical side, the electro side, just melted in for what was going on in the 80s. It was just, you know, we're living faster lives, we're communicating more in different levels, with different technologies, and it wasn't, you know, like the old days of sitting in a Chevy 57 going from town to town. Life was a lot faster. electro it just opened your mind up. It was just powerful. The frequencies of the drum machine were in the right place for the medium of vinyl, and it was just, you know, I found hip hop a little bit too slow, and electro, the beats are more the way my heart was. My heart beats faster than the BPM of hip hop. My heart doesn't beat at sort of 90 BPM. It beats probably about 130. So.
Another day. Didn't have the money round to buy a Murray fowl. Been around and seen a lot to shake me anyhow. Baked and borrowed, sometimes I admit I even stole. The worst crime that I ever did was playing rock and roll. But the money's so good. Just get a grip on yourself. But the money's so good. Just get a grip on yourself.
What I did was, there's two airports, there's Gatwick and Heathrow, and I got a pair of compasses and drew a line and decided to live roughly in that area, so it's about an hour from Heathrow and 30 minutes from Gatwick. I much prefer to sleep in my bed anyway. I mean, it's one of the lucky things that a DJ can do if they live near enough to an airport. This is one of my favourite tunes of all time. No more heroes anymore. No more heroes anymore. There aren't any heroes anymore though. Everyone's so thin, and I mean obviously they're choosing the wrong people as a sense of irony, like dictators and stuff. But there's just no heroes anymore. There's no one for my generation to really look up to. It's just all medium people, which, I don't know, obviously I've got some musical heroes, but there's no role models out there that really sort of impress and inspire. You have to inspire yourself, I think, nowadays.
So you could have been the next hero.
For who? At the time when hip-hop came out, it was a black urban thing. I'm white, and I had a middle-class family. And yes, I didn't have an easy life, but I didn't have a tough life either. I didn't have to sort of like walk over people with needles, cracking out. I could take from it what I liked, which was like the old funk influences and things like that, but it didn't completely represent me, nor did punk. Sunday morning. Classical music I really liked as well, and I still do. Or like, you know, Rimsky-Korsakov, Eric Satie, Nosy and 1-4. I love that. I mean, the space in the piano is just amazing. Some Debussy, lots of different things. I used to work in a classical music shop where I got paid absolutely no money. And so much snobbery in classical music though, it's really funny. Like, no, I'll only have it if it's on Deutsche Grammophon. It must be on Deutsche Grammophon or it's not a performance. There's a lot of power in classical music. I mean, again, they were trying to fuck around with frequencies, except they couldn't control them the way that we can control them now. I mean, I say music is now more about frequencies and less about notes, whereas before it was about notes and what they could do with frequencies. And they'd try and mute things to get like a really muted sound, so they'd stick their hand in a horn and stuff like that. But it was all about power, and volume was played a big part in classical music, whereas like you build it up and up and up, then right down, all of a sudden you frighten the shit out of the audience by having like a 50-piece orchestra, like bang, straight back in. So yeah, I mean, music is a great way of getting rid of aggression. There you go. It's like, hi, I'm here. That's pretty good. Well, I get emails from people saying, you know, you are the neoclassical music, because what you're doing influences, not me personally, but the whole scene. What you're doing is influencing music across the board, just as classical music influenced everyone. What techno is doing is actually influencing all the other sub-musical genres that exist. And, you know, I mean, it basically has changed the whole way that music is produced. The way techno is made, it's changed the whole way music is produced. It's a very slow version of it. It's just, I think there's a jealousy when I listen to classical music inside that I can't sit at a piano and play this. And that for me I find that really hard to deal with.
Yeah?
But then, you know, they probably can't program computers.
But why do you mean a jealousy? Why would you?
Oh, I'd like to do everything. I mean, when I was a child, I was pissed off I couldn't draw, and I still find it embarrassing that I can't draw. I can draw cars, but they have to look like, you know, like spaceships. But I just can't draw, and I don't like not being able to do things. It really, really fucks me off. And the fact that I can't play a musical instrument just by sitting down and reading music really, really fucks me off. But I appreciate that the very fact that I can't do that probably has opened my mind to actually making music the way I make it and DJing the way I make it. I mean, you can do so much with this shit. I mean, like, it's very slow. It's like the performer's died. I know a lot faster than that. It's like, it's almost cigar music. And then you can do loads of things with stuff like this now. I mean, like, it's so cool. This is Bruno. Say hello to Dutch TV. Hello to Dutch TV.
You open the door.
Oh. Yeah. Hello. See you later.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
See you.
Some techno DJs that are really, really into their techno be fucking up music. That's the whole point. Each record is a tool, and then you use that tool in the way that is specific to the way you feel, and you can do shit with it that no one else can do. I can get totally enwrapped in what I'm doing. It just envelops me, and I just become so technical in my mind that I just have to do what I have to do. You just get totally sort of like, I don't know. I mean, I like to actually look at my hands, yeah, but look at them doing things which I'm not telling them to do. But I'm actually just working off the music in my head. I don't normally DJ with Norman. It's a totally separate scene. I don't know much about his music, to be honest. And probably vice versa. It's just two different scenes, really, really different scenes. He's more at the pop end of the market, and that's fine for what he wants, and I'm more at the, I wouldn't say underground, but I'm not at the pop end of the market. Good luck to him for being at the pop end of the market.
Fucking in heaven. Fat Boy Slim is fucking in heaven. Fat Boy Slim is fucking in heaven. Fat Boy Slim is fucking in heaven. Fucking in heaven. Fat Boy Slim is 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 fucking in heaven.
The first record that I put on, it didn't go Dave Clarke is here everyone, but everyone screamed because it was a different vibe than the previous record. And I mean, people know. I think I might have cultivated sort of a quietness which I like. Yeah, it enables me to be a whole person as opposed to this entity, DJ entity. I think dance music will evolve constantly now, and I think it'll probably be around for possibly another 10 years. I'm hoping so, because I want to retire in 10.
Was Fabrice there last night?
Can you stop filming now? It's strange because my parents really thought they were middle class. Yeah, the house they lived in was very, very small. The bedroom that I had just had enough room for a single bed in it and a cupboard. That was all that was in my room. And the spare bedroom, which was a bigger room, which I should have had, my parents couldn't really afford the house, so they had to have foreign students staying there, and I never had my own space ever. And yet apparently we were like upper middle class. I never quite worked it out until I was older that we're definitely not upper middle class at all. It's a very, very class-based society in this country. Even if they tell you it's not now, it still is. And all of a sudden you go to someone else's house and you start thinking, shit, this is a fucking big house. And it's not a big house, but it's so big compared to yours. And I didn't have any space to do any homework even if I wanted to, mentally as well as physically. So I just wanted to get the fuck out of there all the time. So I left home when I was about 15, I think, 14.
Oh, your parents couldn't cope with you?
They couldn't cope with each other. That was the problem, they couldn't cope with each other. I've never been able to actually have a relationship with them both at the same time. He doesn't even know I got a son. I mean, for a while I didn't talk to my mother either. So, Robbie, you know a little bit more about me now?
It sounds like I have exactly the same sort of background.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I remember looking, like, I have friends who had family life, and I used to look at them, and I don't really get jealous, but I used to look at them with complete jealousy.
Yeah, I did. I used to be exactly
I used
the
to
same.
hate that. I used to think, how can, you know...
Why are they so happy?
Yeah. I mean, when I was at school with some kids, some of the kids that really bullied me because they had like really good lives and stuff, and they just took the piss because I was slightly different. Yeah, they're just selling computers now. And that cracks me up because I can go in there with a checkbook and say, oh, I'll have a couple of those.
Yeah.
And then, ironically, in a really weird way, those people that had that really happy family life are completely stuffed because they've had that whole environment cocooning them from any
That's right.
from any problems. They're not, do you know what I mean? And so they haven't really achieved much. And yet, if my family took credit for where I am, I'd be really fucking pissed off.
don't know what I'd have on my gravestone, but I'd certainly, if I knew I was dying, I'd certainly make a tape for everyone to listen to. I'd probably have Samuel Barber of Dejo for strings on there. Midnight Cowboy. The Man with the Child in His Eyes. In fact, I'd probably at my funeral there'd be so many suicides from people being so depressed with the music that I chose. And I'll make those fuckers cry.
Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear words they're saying, only the echoes of my mind. People stopping, staring. I can't see their faces, only the shadows of their eyes. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain, going where the weather suits my clothes